Ευχαριστώ. Καλημέρα και από μένα και ευχαριστώ πολύ για την πρόσκληση.
I'd like to thank you all for the invitation. I believe that what many speakers have already mentioned since the morning session is that the debate is not about the red loans and the impact they have on the bank balance sheets, but it's a private debt debate. This confirms the viewpoint according to which we are in the process of creating a debt handling ecosystem. Until 2016, we didn't have a clear framework about the servicers in the Greek market. Late 16, early 2017, first servicers came into the market. But truth be told, those transactions that have been linked with the Hercules program were the ones that actually shaped this industry in the market in Greece. We must never forget that in our country, and despite the fact that we have been able to attract servicing specific investors, experience from other countries in loan management, we must never forget that this market is still under construction. So we might have big transactions through Hercules and as a result bring down the NPL stock in the banks, but the secondary market is being created as we speak. We didn't have liquidations in the market for the past 10 years, and the entire red loan handling ecosystem, which means servicers, companies, collection centers, the so-called court clerks, the bailiffs, it's a very important part, are being, let's say, created as we speak. We used to have them, but this time they have to operate in a very specific framework with deadlines, etc. Last, I think we have reached a very good point of legislation, especially after with the new insolvency and bankruptcy law. I personally believe that it's not about whether we will have additional amendments in the law. This will never stop because we know that the system evolves, but now the stake is how quickly justice is being administered. So this is the starting point for the challenges ahead as an industry, I mean. Greek servicers, let's say 45 or 50% of the assets we handle have to do with Hercules scheme. So we have been configured, let's say, in a different way compared to foreign countries. Big part of the solutions we have focus on settlements, and another part of these solutions have to do with liquidation. In Italy, the rate is 70-30 in favor of securitization. In the Greek market, we are close to 50-50. I think both components are needed in order for red loans handling, in order for the handling of red loans to be performed. And I think we all agree that the business plans that were drafted, taking into account the COVID impact, I think that we are currently following, we are on track. Actually, we're doing even better, which means that the focus we gave on collecting the sums we're supposed to sum are doing fine. But if we measure the liquidation vis-a-vis the final transaction of assets and property in comparison with the recall of these decisions by servicers, I think we're doing fine. The problem is the delays with justice. And of course, the fact that an auction may be deferred for a couple of years, this doesn't mean that a solution has been found. The lender and the payer, they still have an issue. The problem is that the whole procedure will last long. Next point is that the market, the property market, is emitting some very good signals, but the issues about cash flow and increase of prices, these have to do with the filets, say the good parts, the good available plots. As far as we are concerned, we are looking into the more granular assets. This will call for specialization on part and more investments in order to handle this issue. Last but not least, we are entering into a very peculiar global crisis. For me, it's more a geopolitical crisis, not a financial one. That's why it's harder to predict, to forecast how it will evolve. And this will affect the interest rates and the available income, which means that we have to be very, very meticulous vis-à-vis the borrowers and the impact on the available income. For the time being, the fiscal balance and the fiscal policies in place have helped, but I'm sure that the duration of this crisis will affect how it will evolve.